Redirecting to YouTube. I'm still waiting for it. Ooh, today's slow. Wow, today is super slow. And that means I need to record locally. Quite slow, yeah. I believe it's already live on YouTube. Let me record it on my computer, because today is, let me see, did not ask me to record. Okay, cool. Everyone, yay! Welcome back to our Abundance Reading 20. Today is our day 120. I don't know if because maybe the raining now in New York, we had a big rains for this is second day. And maybe the internet is not so as fast as before. That's why I'm recording locally as well. How are you, everyone? Today's Sunday. I hope everybody already had a great rest time. I feel like so grateful. This early morning, I had a meeting and with my team, and then I had like some great time, rest, and also like self-care, everything. I try to slow down, do not get into rush, even though there could be like millions of things to do, right? But really slow down, be present, enjoy the time, especially someday, even God is not working, right? So everybody, we should not like work, at least not work so much. I know entrepreneurs, sometimes you cannot hold not to do what you love to do. And you just so passionate about it, right? So you just keep doing every day, but we need to get balance. We need to have that energy back to ourselves. And some days definitely our recharging time. I hope all of you already get your own form of like recharging. I just had a great shower, like long time shower, warm water, and relax, no rush, and not like usual, right? Like kids, I have so many things with kids today. I had other events, the daddy taking care of them. So I was super grateful. I got a few hours of my personal time. That's a very luxurious time for mom with the two teenagers. And now I'm super happy that we're getting to our book, this fifth book of this year, The Wisdom of Sundays, exactly for today, right? Wisdom of Sundays, life-changing insights from Super Soul Conversations. Actually, even though this is Sundays, it's just a symbol, okay? It's because majority of people go to church on Sundays. They have like spiritual rituals or like other spiritual activities on Sundays. You just use this, but actually the wisdom is for you every day, for a lifetime, okay? So this is a life-changing insights from Super Soul Conversations between Oprah Winfrey and other illuminators. Super wonderful. Let me, by the way, double check. Wow, this is a little challenge. I hope, hopefully on my YouTube channel, it could display later, because now when I get back to my YouTube, it's still like running. It's a dark black screen still running. Okay, we will see. Every day for entrepreneurs is a journey, right? It's a learning journey, exploration journey, experiment journey. Okay, that's why I'm recording here. So let's go. Today we are on the chapter 9, fulfillment. This is one of my favorite topics. I'm just curious to see what it means by Oprah Winfrey and other illuminators. How do they define fulfillment for their life? Oprah said, everybody has a calling. Your real job in life is to figure out why you are here and get about the business of doing it. So talking about business, even the business, whatever business you do. First, it's like the call, right? We need to figure out why you are here, figure out our call before we do any business. Otherwise, your business will be like a blind business, just like aimless business. Maybe you have your target is make more money, or maybe become famous, become successful, become whatever, like an influencer. But you need to really understand why you are here. We are here, like, what are you called specifically to do, right? So let's see what fulfillment. I created Super Soul Sunday in part because of my own yearning to talk to people who have the ability to open both hearts and minds through the wisdom of their life experiences. This is exactly what for me now. I just announced last week Abundance U interview. Years ago, I started my passion interview, and now it's like a evolved or upgraded to abundance you interview. So I'm still it's getting to that project and connect with those influencers to say who would be really like interested in this topic, right? Abundance you, about your life experience, about your life's turning points, your life transformations, and wisdom or lessons, and also wisdom you learn, right? And how you define abundance in your life and what's your vision. Like this kind of a talk. This is really like a flow. I put those like questions as example, but we will definitely follow the flow without any rehearsal or preparation directly, right? I just want to have like a natural raw kind of conversations. So that's exactly what Oprah Winfrey is talking about. Wow, even here on the Zoom, we do feel like I'm very slow. A little bit concerned about the audio later. I hope at least my audio could be still clear. This will be like a podcast instead of a YouTube video. Beyond the joy it brings to me, I see the show as an offering to anyone in search of a connection to all that is greater than themselves. Even during the Oprah Winfrey show years, I always felt a hunger from the audience, a deep desire to nourish not only their mind and body, but also to create a more meaningful, authentic life. How many of you are having that kind of hunger? Most people say the biggest dream they have for themselves is happiness. Happiness, biggest dream, happiness. Contentment and a sense of peace are absolutely elements in the equation. But ultimately, I believe what we are all truly seeking is freedom. In my words, it's abundance and freedom. We long for a life without constraint, free from conflict, fear, or judgment, where our relationships, career, health, and finances coexist in perfect flow with our spiritual center. This is what Michael Singer described during our spiritual conversations as an absolute state of well-being. Absolute state of well-being. As you think about what lasting fulfillment looks like in your own life, lasting fulfillment, know that the divine force at work within all of us has a bigger dream for you than you could ever imagine for yourself. Success comes when you surrender to that dream and allow it to lead you to the next best place. Here this is super great. I want to read this again. Success comes when you surrender to that dream and allow it to lead you to the next best place. Sometimes we may be even against our dream. Do you sometimes feel that? Like if you have a big dream and you feel like, oh, I'm too far away from that. I could not achieve that. God, I'm not so capable. I do not have that power or resources. We are against our dream. But here it means like surrender to it, the dream, and allow it to lead you to the next best place. And sometimes we struggle, right? Sometimes we feel this is too hard. We get frustrated. This is like some temporary failures. We feel like we can never get there where we really wish or dreamed for. And here, this is like a saying that allow it to lead you to the next best place. If it's really God's call, God will either nudge you or push you or pull you right in His way to get us to where. Like you can just not resist it. And the best way instead is really surrender and let it lead you. Relax. I just feel like today I totally get this kind of flow. Relax, slow down, do not rush, and do not force to get frustrated why I'm still here, right? Compared with my far big vision or dream. I just let it go, fully enjoy what I'm doing. Even just the trivial small things, just self-care, take good care, and clean whole house, a little bit things, right? All those like trivial things, but you feel like that kind of presence. And you feel that grace in this kind of life, small things. And here, allow you to the next best place. So let's surrender and let it lead us. Outside my office floor door at Harpo Studios in Chicago, There was an elevator. Every day I rode it to the studio to tape the show. It was only one floor down, and I could have easily walked. But those precious moments alone were my opportunity to set my intention to bring the very best of myself to both the guests and the audience. I said the same prayer then that I say now before every Super Soul Sunday interview. Use me, God. Show me how to take who I am, who I want to be, and what I can do, and use me for a purpose greater than myself. This is so lovely prayer. Let me read this again. I love this. Sometimes I also pray that God, please use me. Use me, God. Show me how to take who I am, who I want to be, and what I can do, and use me for a purpose greater than myself. Here is the use me, God. Use me for purpose greater than myself. So this is get out of our ego and totally surrender and let God take the lead. The key to realizing a dream is to focus not on success. How many of us are focusing on the results, numbers, data, right, the success, but on service? The key to realizing a dream is to focus not on success, but on service. Ask yourself, what are the gifts and talents you can share to raise the connective consciousness of all that you encounter? Making that shift from self to service will bring an immeasurable amount of fulfillment to your job, your relationships, and the vision you have of your own best life. This is great. Like a lot of day I was thinking that I need to get out of like a me, right? And what I should be and what I could do, all this kind of me things. Because the more you focus on you, the more you get lost, you will feel like frustrated. You feel like, oh, the success is so difficult. And I remember a lot of day I was reminding my son, he's rejecting to go to, for example, we want to invite the police into seminar, right? I guess he's nervous about the police department and he does not want to go, and he rejected. He did not want to go. So I told him, I get a little bit, emotional. I said, this is not about you. This seminar is not about you, even though you will be the guest speaker, you are organizing it, you will use your life experience, right, to teach a lesson about the biking safety. I talked about it before. He had to crash on his bike by a car, a new bike. So it's not about you, I told him, even though you're using a story. But here we are serving others. This is about this meaning, about this value, about this contribution we can give to the public. And eventually, I'm glad he followed to go to the police office. We tried to invite the police. Even though eventually we did not really get the police, we get other like the Department of Transportation. But that's a great experience. I just found that I was teaching him, even though I know that he's an introvert. Majority of the time he feel like so shy or so reluctant to take some initiation. But I keep telling him this is not about you. This is not about you, especially like, for example, public speaking, right? Not about you. This is about your contribution, your service, your value to this world. Okay. Let's say here, exactly, Oprah Winfrey is doing the same thing. Making that shift from self to service. The shift from self to service will bring an immeasurable amount of fulfillment to your job, your relationships, and the vision you have for your own best life. Gary Zukav brilliantly describes this as the moment you discover your authentic power. When your personality comes fully to serve the energy of its soul. Your personality comes fully to serve the energy of its soul. It's like your ego comes fully to serve the soul, right? The soul is not just belongs to you. The soul is like we share the soul spirituality. Fulfilling your purpose with meaning is what gives you that powerful spark of energy unique to only you. Fulfilling your purpose. That's why people say, oh, you look like a happy, you look like energetic. It's really because I am fulfilling my purpose with a meaning. It gives me that powerful spark of energy, that abundance energy, unique to only me. And everyone's energy is unique to yourself. The result is an electrifying current of clarity rising from the deepest part of yourself. By tapping into that source, you will no longer feel like the salmon swimming upstream. Instead, people will finally see the highest, truest version of yourself or of you and stand in awe, wondering how you achieved your dreams. As you read this chapter, my hope is that you will find the courage to tune out the negative voices telling you all the reasons to give up. Make the choice to turn up the volume to your unique calling, the glory that is your own life. Your unique calling, the glory that is your own life. Such a beautiful thing, right? About the fulfillment. Oprah Winfrey's message is about this fulfillment. It's like making the shift from self to service, bring an immeasurable amount of fulfillment. Because when you are focusing on yourself, it's ego. The ego will never make you feel fulfilled unless you really shift that to the service, shift it to your unique purpose. And you are doing what to glorify God, or glorify the universe, glorify our shared spirituality, our shared soul, right? The spirit. And that will help you really fulfill that part, the biggest part. Because that's really the feeling from our spirit. Like your body will not feel like a lack of fulfilling. Or even your mind may feel, but it's truly your soul. When we are talking about the fulfillment, that's really everything's from the soul's angle, the soul's dimension. We'll get to the next illuminator, Gary Lukacs. The soul is your mothership. So when you are sailing in the same direction that it wants to go, your life fills with meaning and purpose. And when you sail in another direction, it empties of meaning and purpose. You are a personality. That means you were born on a certain day and you will die on a certain day. But your soul won't die. The soul is you also. We are on a journey to the soul while we are here in the span between birth and death. Think of yourself as a body in a soul. We're a body in a soul. Instead of a soul in the body. Okay, both. I think either way should be fine. And while we have this precious opportunity to walk on the earth, the question becomes, what will we do with this personality? What will you do with you? Now, here we can define you in a couple of ways. One is you with a little y, the personality that was born and that will die. The other you is the you with a big Y. It's very interesting, right? Small y and a big Y. That's your soul. So the small y is your personality and the big Y is your soul. And if you use your time while you are on the earth to align the little you with the big you, your life begins to fill with meaning, fill with purpose, fill with joy. And you know why you are alive, following what you know your soul wants you to do. This is a great, how do you call that? It's like a metaphor, or how do you call that? It said that the little you and the big you. The big you is your soul, that's a real you, right? Until your both of them, the small one, the little one, and the big one align together, your life will begin to fill with meaning, purpose, and joy. Oprah said, one of the things that impressed me the most, it really just stayed with me forever, is when you said, when the personality comes fully to serve the energy of the soul, that is authentic power. When the personality, we just read this before, the personality comes fully to serve the energy of the soul, that is authentic power. That awakened a spark of knowing in me that I never knew existed. I realized, oh, when my personality comes to fully align with the energy of my soul and allow my soul to be the guide, that is when I'm the most powerful. That is when I am in what I now call my sweet spot. when you are most powerful, when the personality comes fully to serve the energy of the soul. That is authentic power. Authentic power. So personality and your soul. That kind of alignment. Next one. Oh, okay. Gary said, you were born to live in a sweet spot. That is the creation of authentic power. Here, a sweet spot, like we said, the niche, your purposeful and profitable niche. That niche is your sweet spot. That niche is like where you feel like unstoppable. You feel like so passionate, energetic. And that is, and also fully aligned with your purpose and passion. That is the creation of authentic power. And that's how we are all evolving now. Beautiful, right? It's a beautiful message. Let me put the mark here. Maybe later I can do the, by the way, I'm every day after this live on the YouTube live, then I will go to my Instagram to do a few minutes of a short highlight summary to just to feed on my network people on Instagram, because there people short, like attention span is very slow. I just want to give them some like a highlight so that they can get some jewels. But if they want to really get full content, full inspirations, they come here, right, on the YouTube. Next one is Martin Gibb. I watched the Joseph Campbell's The Power of Myth film once a year, every year, like clockwork. Power of Myth. I did not watch the movie. This is a good reminder. Not because it changed, but because I changed. He says that we are not looking for the meaning of life as much as we're looking for the experience of being alive. And you know, Campbell's coined the phrase that sums up his whole life's work of everything he ever studied is follow your bliss. Follow your bliss, the power of bliss. Follow your bliss. Okay, Oprah said yes. Martin said, and it's turned into this kind of trite tattoo. But you have to understand, this guy started all human stories and mythologies and the religions and everything. And this is his advice to us. Follow your bliss. So that means you pay attention to those moments when you are lit up, when time just flies by. So this is a great means pay attention to those moments when you are lit up, when time just flies by. I just feel like sometimes when I'm reading quite some like sparkles, inspirations, right? I feel like I'm lit up whenever we talk about purpose, the soul, the passion, the energy. When you are that field of a joyful expression, which is generally in contribution and being in service of some kind. Like now I'm doing what I'm not to do, I'm reading, right? And definitely love this kind of connection with those leaders, those great wisdoms and great minds, right? This kind of time. And I hope this is doing some service to you. I hope you can bring some like, and this is some inspirations or aha moments to you. So I hope this is a little bit contribution to you. Some sense of a connection in your life. And then to be able to take action in that direction and trust that as you step, something will come to support you. Something will come to support you. So instead of what can I get? How can I take? How can I manipulate? The question is, what can I give? Like Oprah Winfrey said, right? Use me, God, use me to bring the service to people. How can I like on this like who I am and what I could be, right? So what can I give? Focus on this instead. For example, how many people are listening to me? How many people are liking me, following me, all this kind of thing, right? Or how much money I could get from this business? Here is really what can I give? What can I contribute? What can I serve? And when you look at what makes you happy, what makes you come alive, see those words, happy, alive, as in following your bliss, you look at those patterns. Because if you look back, they are there, and you step out into that. Oprah said, what makes you happy? What makes you come alive? What is your bliss? Martin said, you can talk to people. When am I most happy? Ask your friends, ask your parents. Oprah said, I'm most happy in these conversations. That's beautiful, right? She's the most happy in this conversations. That's a way of Oprah's contributing. I feel like that's two. Actually, that's three. Let me see. Yeah, I used to summarize the three things make me happiest. The first one is really by coaching. When I coach people and empower them and uplift them to their highest and ultimate vision that they did not see it, they could not imagine before. I feel like that's my happiest moment. I really was transforming other people's lives, right? That's my first thing. And then the second one is really the learning part. For example, now I'm reading, I'm sharing the great inspirations and some wisdoms and other people's thoughts as well. So this kind of learning. Oh, then this is the second part is learning. Learning is like every day I'm listening to those thought leaders, like either read books or listening to their videos or like podcasts, right? Just learn from them. Different resources, stimulate my mind, my soul. I feel like I'm really happy when you are growing, when you are progressing. Like Tony Robbins said, progress is happiness. So that's the second part. Third part is really like serving. It's like sharing. It's like for the first part, it's like I'm coaching, it's also serving, right? But the third part is really by creating. I'm quite a creative person. I love to create things, like new things. For example, now on the YouTube channel, right? I'm live streaming. I'm creating this kind of video for you. This kind of creating at the same time is also like a giving, contributing, and sharing, right? So this makes me super happy. So these top three: my coaching, my like learning, and then my creating, sharing. Super happy. So let me write it here down. Mine is Oprah is like in those conversations. To me, that's included in my second part is like a learning, because also including like a conversation with thought leaders, with inspiring people, with great souls, great people. That's the second part. The third part is creating and serving. Creating and serving. Sharing. So that's my top three. You can, that's normally I like quickly to take my notes. So that will help me in the future. Maybe if I review this, right? And also at the same time where you are, even if you do not review your notes, where you are writing, that will really like, I forgot they did the scientific research. You can really strengthen this kind of understanding, comprehension in yourself. So now it's embedded in you, it will strengthen you. Now, next one from Paulo Coelho. Oprah said one of the running themes throughout The Alchemist is one of my favorite all-time quotes, and that is, when you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to get it. Yeah, it sounds very familiar. I forgot where I read this, but it's a very popular quote. When you want something, not just want something, desperately want something, very eagerly want something, or hunger for something, all the universe conspires in helping you to get it. I think that's what actually conspired in helping me be here today. I've been trying to do this interview for 10 years, but where did that idea, those words, that theme come from? Paulo Coelho said, yeah, well, what I experienced in my life is that when I really wanted something, I always got it, positive and negative. That's true, positive and negative, because the universe does not think. You have this subconscious mind that sometimes is attracting tragedy, attracting bad things, because you want to be a victim. Because to be a victim is to justify a lot of frustrations and failures in your life. The universe is helping you. You want to be successful, the universe is helping you. Oprah said, based on how you think, how you truly think, consciously and subconsciously, do you believe every person has what you call a personal legend? Interesting. Personal legend. Paulo said, I am 100% convinced, which is totally different than I believe that every person is going to fulfill his or her personal legend, all right? It's totally different than I believe that every person going to fulfill his or her personal legend. This legend could be similar like above, could be positive, but could also be negative. Depends on which way you choose, right? Oprah said, okay, I would agree. Every person has a personal legend. First of all, what is personal legend? This is like a story to me, right? Paulo said, it is the reason that you are here. It's as simple as this, you are here to honor something called the miracle of life. Miracle of life. That's like my company. I founded a company 40 years ago. It's called Spring Magic Life. You can be here to fulfill your hours and days with something that is meaningless. But you know that you have a reason to be here. It is the only thing that gives you enthusiasm. And you know when you are betraying your personal legend, when you are doing something without enthusiasm. And worse, you know that you have this good excuse, I'm not ready, which is just an excuse, no, I'm not ready. I have to wait for the right moment, now I have to feed my family. Come on, your family wants to see you happy. Your daughter, your husband, your wife, they don't want to see you there sitting in the work that you hate, even if it gives you tons of money. Oprah said, okay, so you just given a really key to how to know you are pursuing your personal legend. It is that with which in life gives you enthusiasm. You call it personal legend. It's also like people can call different way, right? Personal, like your purpose, you call your sweet spot, your genius zone. I call it personal calling, right? Personal calling, personal legend, doesn't matter the name. Everybody has a reason why you are here. You are called here, and you know if you are on the path to it, whether you are enthusiastic about it or not. That's how you know. You use that kind of just like before, right? Like which one? This one. Gary Rucap mentioned about that. It's like when you are really aligned with it, you will feel that you can enjoy, follow your bliss, right? You will feel that you can enjoy energy, and that's when you have that authentic kind of authentic self, authentic energy and power. Okay, here, so Oprah said, in everybody has a reason why you're here. Okay, well, that's how you know. Okay, Paula said 100%, you know our reason to be here. We don't know if we are taking the right steps towards it, but if we are honest enough, God is going to guide you. Even if you take some wrong steps, God will recognize that you have a pure heart, and he puts you back on track, right? I sometimes feel like, even though I want to say, oh God, I feel like this is too hard, I want to give up, I want to do other things, he will just guide me back. Okay, Oprah said, because life rises up to meet you. Life rises up to meet you, or your purpose rises up to meet you. Polo said, absolutely. Next one is from Schumann Kid. I think we all have something that pulls the soul and that we can give and contribute. Something that lights us up. Very interesting. She defined that something that pulls the soul that we can give and contribute. See, that's a real contribute. If it's not touched with your soul, that can contribute. Maybe it's like on surface, not so deep impact. Something that lights us up. And when we talk about it, you can often see the lights come on in people. See, now I always feel like unless you are fully aligned with your purpose, with your call, otherwise you're like that kind of contribution or any service you provide, it's just like, it's a pity actually. It's not touching your true gifts, your true power, your true energy. So it's not your best contribution to this world. It's like a big waste, right? For example, you have a whole bowl of like great energy drink, for example. If you only give that like a half bottle or something, you are not contributing the full energy there. I don't know if that kind of example is good enough. And we have to stop sometimes, pause, hit the stop button, and really listen to ourselves, listen to the yearning in ourselves. It's talking to us. I made this trip to Greece in 1993, and I was on the island of Crete. And we went to this little Greek Orthodox convent, very old. There is a tree there. that is sacred to these nuns and this little nun, about 4'11". Little nun, 4'11", that's a height, I believe he's mentioned about that, came over, and she was trying to explain to us that there is a tradition that you go up to the tree and you ask for the thing. And she described it like this: in the bottom of your heart, in your bottom of your heart, to go to the tree is actually you're praying, right? Like praying to God. What she was trying to say was ask for the deepest thing in yourself. But it came out as for the thing that lies in the bottom of your heart. I never forgot that. Okay, ask for the thing that lies in the bottom of your heart. That means the bottom of the heart, that's where your true purpose is. That's your true calling is. If you ask from there, that's where you align with your true purpose and also ask the right thing. I'll never forget that, and I thought how many women have this thing that lies in the bottom of their heart that aren't paying attention to, that wants to be there, that wants a place in their life. To me, that is love, true love, right? And I know, like years ago, I had been so hungrily, so eagerly, and so even desperately praying for that kind of true love for many years. And then I thought I got it. But after a few years of marriage, somewhere like we've been too much into the world and we lost it. And that's what I'm now praying again. And I definitely did more praying compared with what I did before. Now I'm definitely not praying hard enough, not praying like from really the bottom of my heart. It's just like I did not do that so frequently, so disciplined. And this is definitely a great, great reminder to me. So ask for things that lies in the bottom of my heart, because through the like tragedy, through the marriage crisis, through the like betrayal, I just want to hide that part. I just want to leave that part. I just want to ignore it. I just want to replace it. Like I keep working hard in my passion, take care of the kids, use all other things. Even unconsciously, now as I'm talking, now I realize that unconsciously I try to replace it with other things, try to fill my emptiness for the deep, deep true love. But if I be honest here enough, I know that it's still deep inside my heart. That's my really the bottom of my heart. That's the number one thing that I've been calling for or asking for. And so we all took a turn. The women I was traveling with, and we went up under this tree, where there is this amazing icon of Mary, and we asked for the thing in the bottom of our hearts. And I blurted out, I want to be a novelist. It kind of took me by surprise. Sometimes it's that simple that you take a moment and you ask yourself, what's the thing that lies in the bottom of my heart? It's always love for me, always love. And then it's love and like the soul connection kind of a love, and also the family. That's all for me. If I could only have this kind of a true love connection and, from another heart, and this wholeness of the family, aligned fully with the soul, with the God, grace and guidance, that's all to me. That's all my world. Even though I know coaching is my number one purpose to fulfill, to serve in this world, but I know that with that kind of love, that's the core, that's the soul, that kind of love, I could really give my best. So far, even though I've been working very hard, I know that I've not been giving my very, very best, even though I tried very hard. Still not very, very my best. I still have that big, big space and potential to stretch and to get to until I really connect to that true love I used to connect. So this is a new journey for me now again. Whoa. Courage is another important component in all of this. The courage to ask the question, what lies at the bottom of my heart? The courage to set that intention, to announce it, to make the annunciation somewhere, even if it takes own breath. We should take our own breath once in a while. This is exactly what I'm experiencing, this courage. Now I'm sharing with you. I don't know who is watching this or not in the future. Maybe it's never been discovered this moment, but I'm sharing this to the universe. So I'm sharing honest to God. This kind of announcement and also like breath from myself. Thank God. Next one from Pastor Whitney Phillips. Oprah asked, you see that God has for all of us a supreme moment of destiny. Pastor Whitney Phillips said, I look at your life, and I look at my own life. We have been chasing moments of destiny. You know, the things that you dream of as a kid, and then you watch them come to reality. Those are moments of destiny. But then I began to realize God showed me that moments of destiny are moments for which you were created, but they are not the reason for which you were created. The reason for which we were created is to grow every day, to more resemble, reflect, and reveal the character of the one who created us. Oprah said, what we are talking about is aligning with that, which is the reason why you really came, and that is pursuing whatever is your best destiny. Every person who pursues that with the idea to resemble, reveal, and reflect that which is the character of your creator, you are then on the right path. So use this: resemble, reflect, and reveal the character of the one who created us. What's a character? Here we would ask, what's a character, right? Of the one who created us. I will write that down question as I finish this short sentence. Whitney said, and whether you are tall or short, whether you are poor or wealthy, you can achieve the destiny for which you were created. Oprah said, which is what we are all trying to do. Yet the character, let me see, the character of the one who created us. The first word I would think is only love. Okay, God is love. God is the greatest love. The grace, mercy, I would say mercy, and also greatness. I would say abundance. And freedom. And the last word I want to use is blessing. So I wrote 7 words there. The characters of the one who created us is from love, grace, mercy, greatness, abundance, freedom, blessing. That's what I'm thinking about God. How about you? What do you think about God, the characters, when you describe it, our creator? I would encourage you to, while you are listening to this, write it down. Do this exercise right away, okay? Let me see. I don't know how long I've already been reading now. I guess it's already over 40 minutes. Let me see how many. Oh, this is a little bit long chapter. Maybe I read the last. Let's see how many I read. Today I'm a little bit slow, I feel, but it's definitely great moments. I would put a mark here. I love this part. Maybe I will share this in the highlight, the one we just read from the monk, from Sue Monk Kit. Okay, the next one. Let me finish by this one. Okay, from Nate Burkus. You know, a lot of people have asked me over the years, is design a spiritual endeavor? Design. And I've always believed that it is. The freedom to actually create and design my own world and my own timeline was the single thing that propelled me to start my design firm. It was powerful and it was scary to start my own company at 23 years old. I had to also know myself as well as I thought I could at that stage of my life. Very interesting. That's exactly I would like the freedom to actually create and design. The freedom to actually create and design. I definitely think creating, like I mentioned earlier, right? Coaching, learning, creating, and creating part is definitely one of the, the purposeful thing. It's really like a spiritual endeavor. I would say design and also creating is a spiritual endeavor. And including now I'm reading, I'm sharing, Now this is not marketing for me anymore. This is a spiritual endeavor. This is a spiritual growth and spiritual contribution. And I hope we can meet somewhere in this wisdom and spiritual world. Okay, that's for today. Okay, everyone. Now it's 7 p.m. Eastern time. It's my time to fulfill my duty as a mom to cook for kids. I hope you all enjoying this Sunday. And thank you so much for sharing this journey. No matter if you are watching or not, I don't know who will be this kind of blessed life who will watching this video. I hope you will be blessed and also get inspired and to really touch to that bottom of your heart. Ask for that two things that you are called to fulfill. Okay, fully align with your purpose, with your divine energy every day, and to lead this fulfillment every day. Fulfillment is not our destiny. Fulfillment is now. Every moment you can fulfill. All right, everyone, thank you so much. We will continue reading tomorrow.